everyone. So this is a presentation to the viewers. This is a presentation of our thoughts about economic sociology and capitalism. We are Group 5. My name's Eric, and I'm with 7 more people. Adrian, Hao Chan, Nabila, Sunny, Taylor, Karen, and Milk, Zini. Alright, moving on.
Here is the content that we are going through in this presentation. The first part will be introducing the economics sociology, and the second part will be about capitalism.
So what is sociology and what is economic sociology? Sociology is the study of human social relations and systems. It analyzes and explains important issues in our personal lives, communities, and the world. Economy is a large set of interrelated production and consumption activities. Economic sociology is the use of sociological methods to study economic phenomena. Economic sociology is the study of the relationship between society and the market.
So what is basic unit of social economy action? What is the social economic relationship? Give examples. So Weber believes that the economic sociologist's basic analysis unit is economically and social action of economic action directed at other participants. When two participants, such as a buyer and seller, mutually position their actions, a social and economic relationship is formed. Social and economic relations can be opened or closed. For example, the local fruit and vegetable market illustrates the former, and the latter refers to modern procession.
So what kinds of phenomena do sociologists study? They study various parts that construct a society and the way it evolves and changes over time. It also studies human behavior and interaction within or between society, also studying the social system and structures. 5 of the important things that we think economic sociologists would, it's important for them to study, including the intersection between culture issues and economic system, as it's constantly changing and they're deeply interwoven. The second point would be the interlocks between firms, as the data now are still fairly general, and it's only getting to a surface level of how companies are actually connected to one another. Studying more about the neoliberal economy would help economic sociologists as well, as it identifies how businesses will be adopting, thriving in this free market in capitalism. The role of women is also important, as well, as there are more women participating in direct selling organization, creating their own and personal networks to locate potential clients. And the last point would be intrapreneurship, essentially group entrepreneurship, which is also a growing sociology literature on the startup businesses.
So why do we believe that sociology is a good lens for the class to explore economic form? Because it considers developing societal sustainability. Unlike the capitalist viewpoint, where it is focused on primarily the marketing, making profit, sociology takes into account of human relations with systems in place to see how people react in certain economies. This allows people to take critical viewpoints of the functions of the economy they live in and see connections that could not be seen, unless seeing it in the form of social interaction that takes place in the economy.
So what are the strengths and weaknesses of using this lens, and why? The strengths would be more equal society, reduction of poverty, regulating excesses of free market externalities and monopoly. More equal society increases social cohesion and can promote protection of the environment. Some of the weaknesses would include higher tax reduces incentives to invest and work. Entrepreneurs may prefer to move to tax havens abroad. Welfare state can create disincentives to work. Government failure in regulation and ownership of industry, as well as powerful unions, cause causing antagonism between the workers and the owners.
Yay, capitalism. Now we're gonna talk about it.
Capitalist economic system is an economic system where business or individuals have private ownership of the capital goods. Supply and demand in the general market determines the production of goods and the service.
Okay, so what are the kinds of relationships taking place in a capitalist economic system? We have four of them listed as investor, entrepreneur, wage laborers, and also the government. Where investor, they are the people who provide the funds necessary for the project to start. Entrepreneurs, they're the people who look for funds to lead a new project. Wage laborers, the people who are there for the hard labor, the gears and grids of the whole system, usually pay the least. They also have the least investment to the projects. When the last one, the government, setting the parameters of the societal function for people to develop.
So what type of capitalism and relationships is the example in Fulcher's introduction highlight? So Fulcher's introduction introduced the East India Company, who conducted trades of spices through voyages. And so three of the capitalist types that were mentioned were the merchant capitalism, where merchant capitalism is different from developed capitalism. Merchant capitalism is focusing on moving goods from a cheap market to an expensive market without changing the production of the goods. This also means merchant capitalism, the lack of industrialization and commercial finance. Secondly, there was production capitalism, which is an economic system producing the product. They will invest in the manufacturing of goods. And thirdly, there's a financial capitalism, where the financial capitalism is that the production process is subordinated to the accumulation of monetary profits in the financial system. Some of the relationships in the highlight was between the rivals in trade, such as the Dutch and the Portuguese, between the employers of local labor and the crew members, the East India Company and consumers in Europe, and the shareholders.
What are the benefits and limitations of capitalist relationships? Why? We see relationships between the main members in the capitalist economic system, which include the investors, the entrepreneurs, and the laborers, as well as the relationships that take place through the activity of capitalist economic systems, including relationships between capital and labor, relationships between production and consumption, relationships between companies and competition. Within relationships between capital and labor is where the company hires laborers to produce goods. Example, a textile factory will purchase machinery and pay workers to manufacture the goods. Relationships between production and consumption, where consumers purchase the goods and services produced by a company. Example, we see this through activity of purchasing and selling the services and market. Relationships between companies in competition occurs between companies who are producing similar or same goods and services, which creates competition. All right, thank you. Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, and this is our work site. Ta-da.